up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it.
Okay, I love it even more once it played.
It was so good. That song was perfect. Perfect.
I have messed with that video and messed with that video and messed with songs and messed with songs and messed with songs. And I was looking at buying a license for one, and I played that one. That was one of my free ones that YouTube offers. And Dave's like, okay, I kind of like that song. That kind of is you.
Yeah, that is like, yeah, I agree.
And then my son, he has a friend who has started making music, and he does more rap stuff and kind of a mix. And I said, Chris, do you think Jerry will make me a song? He said, Mom, you'll have to pay him. I said, I don't care. And he says, your mama ain't paying me. She's not paying me. He's like, I'm going to watch her channel and see what else she does. He's like, because I want to do like a screaming punk song if she's more classical. And I'm like, oh, I'm neither.
Hey, Dragon. Hey, JoJo.
How is everyone? We've got my dragon, and we've got JoJo, and we've got Random Chick, and I think that's it so far. There's a few others watching that hadn't said hi. If you don't want to say hi, that's fine. Just leave a thumbs up, please. And the membership link is pinned. I'm going in some new areas tonight, guys. Hey, Boston.
Hey, Boston.
I'm so tired of the gypsy world. And
Dude, I have everybody blocked or unfollowed them. I can't, good or bad, I can't stand it no more. I told Chris the other day, I said, I'm so done. I'm just so done.
Mommy Brown. Yeah, it's almost stressful. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just, the hate and the meanness, I don't understand that. I just don't.
Well,
and so.
I think what bothers me is I hear all this bullshit that like the anti-gypsy people are saying, and then I know what's really going on in their real life, and like it's like day and night,
right?
And like if there's that so disconnected that they have really actually no clue what's going on, because I do know.
Hey, Bubbles, you're fun.
I do know that if they really did have connections, like that woo-woo crazy girl, like if she really did have some real connections, she would be talking about something right now. It's not bad. It's actually good, but she would know about it. Right. And because it's in the community knows. And so that just proves to me that it's just bullshit.
Well, I'm just
So
ready for more content. Like I get lost. I have to ask the others, and I mean, they can say their names if they want to. I'm not outing anybody. What's going on? Or like I posted something shared in one of the discords, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Y'all already knew that. Like I come in late to the show half the time. So because I've been over in Cramaville, and Random asked me a while ago, what's Crama? Crama is true crime mixed with
I had to
love.
ask too. I didn't know either. So
And there is a whole sector on YouTube of that, and it gets crazy. And like I was talking with Bubbles, and she brought up another creator that was talking about the same stuff that I had never heard of this creator, and I'm like, holy shit, there's more people talking about the same people, and they're not even connected. Like it is just insane. But today, and I don't know, I tagged her. So Brittany, if you're watching, honey, I'll even drop the link. Because there's some stuff I'm going to talk about and it's going to upset her, and that's okay. She has the right to be upset. But I have the right to be upset with what I found
okay,
out.
now who's Brittany to you?
Brittany is allegedly with Brittany J. They are tagged. I've tagged everybody. I've tagged the ones that I'm talking about. Well, one I'm going to have to drop her channel because it wouldn't tag. Hey, social justice brat.
Hey, Brad.
And she is, so I'll do a little bit of history before I kind of dig in. So for the last almost 5 years, I've been, I started over in Crama. Hey, Planty. With Natasha Cooper. You guys all know Natasha Cooper. And that kind of
I don't know Natasha. Who's Natasha?
No, Lord, I am not going there. Somebody will go tell her I'm talking trash on her, and she will come in here guns blazing. And I've already told her she can pick that fight with other people. I've been there.
She knows I wouldn't talk trash with her.
I really have no beef with her. I just don't.
Yeah.
And she did just lose her grandmother and her sister within weeks apart, and she is going through a lot. And actually, right now, her and I sit in the same side of things, so which is so weird. But
that is weird.
From that, and became an awareness community, and then the awareness community, and that was when I started saying, okay, guys, we're starting to become the bullies. This is starting to cross lines. I wasn't comfortable with it. A lot of us weren't, and then it just started splintering, and we started attacking each other, and it became Crama.
Which is kind of what happened in the other community. And in the community that I was in before I come to the Gypsy community, that's exactly what happened there. Like people started turning on each other that were allies.
Well, Mummy
and
Brown,
it just
I'm going to
becomes
share some of it with y'all tonight. And there's one creator I'm going to share that I absolutely love her content, and I have permission to play her video tonight. And it's the video that sparked this for me, because I've been telling Kendall for a couple of weeks, I kind of want to start talking about this, but do I really want to go there? My other mod, 420, which she's working tonight, but she was like, Brady, be ready, because you know how they are, because this is a community I've been in for 5 years. But when I saw this video the other day, 5 years of how long I've known all these people. Almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in June, July-ish, around in there this summer.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do they actually do cases, or is it turned into what the Gypsy community has, that it's nothing about the case, it's just about drama?
It does that, exactly. It starts out about the case, and it goes into a lot of conspiracy, a lot of drama. And when I was asked to cover Sebastian Rogers, one of my longtime members who has been in the community with me, she is the sweetest person. She said, Brady, I want to cover this. You should cover this case. And I'm like, oh, it's a missing boy. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it. Because I had not heard anything about him. And I went to looking in it and watched who was taking on the case. I'm like, oh, hell no. I am not jumping into this shit pool. Because every time, and these creators have been friends of mine, right? I just don't tend to stay around when they're covering cases, because it goes off left field. And
well, you don't even like it when me and you were deep into the Gypsy stuff. I think about the time that we got the autopsy, and I had come up with not a huge conspiracy, but a little conspiracy, and you just weren't for it, even with me.
I don't.
Like,
it
drives the facts didn't
me.
Support it.
Right. It has to be black.
It was a what if. It was a what if.
It's so weird that I am a gray area kind of person in life, but when it comes to a case, it's black and white. Like if it doesn't, fit. If that square peg doesn't fit in that square hole, then it ain't a fucking circle, right? I mean, it just doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Mommy Brown, I agree. The art YouTube and the art world, they are some throat cutting people.
The same in the Tumblr world. Same in the
They
Tumblr world.
they gatekeep, cross gouge. It's just awful.
Yep. And so now I became friends with allegedly with Brittany J. And we had met through Natasha Cooper. She wasn't a content creator at the time. And she came over. I had already started a channel. She had not yet. She grew big time, but I mean, she grew in a way that I wasn't ever comfortable to do. And I'm not somebody that can go live every day, and she can. And so, and I tell people all the time, do your channel how you want to do your channel, period. I'm not going to tell people how to do their channel, but that doesn't mean I have to go sit and support it.
So here's the thing about the people that go live every day. The people that go live every day and usually like the same time, they don't give a window for anybody else to go live because they always pick the good times, the good time slots, which is 7, 8, or 9, and they do it every day to where even if you're trying to build a channel and you're still trying to support those people too, and you kind of have the same community, they don't give a window for anyone else.
Right. Well, and I just don't have time because when you're talking about true crime, you're having to really study the case and you're having to look at your facts and you're having to put a timeline together, and it takes organization. And when I get onto a case, I go down these weird rabbit holes and then I get it all together, and then it takes me a week or two to put a case together. So I just can't. And that's okay. I've grown my channel slowly. It's fine. I had an amazing couple of weeks on here this last couple of weeks, and I'm going to keep that momentum going. Not even the horses can catch a break. Damn.
No, the horse breeding. I'm into the horse breeding a lot. The horse breeding is awful too. It's awful.
I haven't even
every community.
World. I'm
every
scared
community.
to watch the chicken. I've noticed it in the quail community when I started raising quail. That was that way. I was like, oh hell,
Hey, Bran.
Hey, Bran.
Hey, Pajama.
You're doing great. I hope you're doing fine. Pat's Pajamas. Welcome. Hello. I will be back. Is there news about Sebastian? Well, I will be right back. No, there is not, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
We know that it's just celebrate or not celebrate.
His 1 year.
Word.
Yeah, his 1 year.
1 year from it. Wrong
25th.
word. Yeah.
And so it is still an
So
active
I can't believe I even said that.
It is, and I'm going to share his poster here in a minute. And because the one thing I do want to remind everybody is all of this bullshit that's going on in this Crama world, they have fucking forgotten Sebastian. They can say they haven't and they can throw his name out there, but they throw his name out there while they're tearing other people down and they're tearing the parents down. And I'm sick of the bullshit.
Well, you did send me a clip the other day of somebody talking about how the mother looked. And that was like, I don't even know the situation or know the people, but that was just unbelievable to me. Unbelievable.
Everything is going swimmingly. Pedro Pascal community. I have not gone into that community. I'm scared. Should I go into that community or run?
Brandy don't need another community.
I don't need another. I have been lost in this mess. Lost in this mess. And there are creators calling this stuff out daily. Like they're doing great. And I get it that for Brittany, it's upsetting. And what I'm hoping, if she's listening tonight, or if somebody goes back to her, if you're fucking going back to her, you give her the whole thing. I say, not just the bits and pieces that hurt her feelings, because
that's not how it works.
And because that's not how it works. And I will send her this video and make her fucking watch it. I'm just not going to play.
Look at what we all said in our live and the little bits and pieces they took out and took out of content.
And Brittany, feel free to text me. I'll send you the link. You can come up. I'll post the link. I don't care. But
I think a lot of people though, like especially in the gypsy community, the anti side, they just want content. So taking stuff out of context, or clipping little bits and saying we say something we didn't, that's just for content. They know the truth, and I think it's every community. So yeah, send her the video. because you know people will do that.
Let me open this
What
up.
the life of drama content creators do.
Let me see. Okay. So real quick, let's share this. So, y'all can see, I have all kinds of patterns up here on this thing that in my finder that it opened up. So this is Sebastian Rogers. I want to share this first before I get started on this, because this, for me, you know, and I guess maybe when they have more details of stuff, maybe I will start covering it and stay away from the drama side of things. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is on the FBI, and it still says February 26th, Hendersonville, Summer County, Tennessee, but they did change that to the 25th. Law enforcement did. I guess it hasn't been updated on FBI. Date of birth, December 7th of 2008. Brown or hazel eyes. He's 120 pounds, white, blonde, brown hair, 5'5", and he is male. There is a $50,000 reward. He has
I'm
ties to
surprised there's not
Clarksville.
more than that.
Well, Dog the Bounty
With
Hunter does
Dog?
have one, but I'm not posting his.
Yeah.
Because the FBI is not recognizing theirs at all. And once I get into the drama, what's going on, y'all will understand why I'm not going there with him.
Well, Dog, I start to say Dog's got a history too of not
Yes.
keeping his promises. So.
It says Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was last seen on February 25th, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and a black square frame and black square frame glasses, not A. Sebastian has medical conditions, including autism, that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have any information concerning the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838, our Tennessee Bureau of Investigations at 1-800-TBI-FIND, or tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. You may also contact your local FBI office or the nearest American embassy or constitute, or you can submit tip online at tips.fbi.gov. So that is the official FBI poster.
It's just so sad.
Yes, Mummy. This case and the Maddie Soto case have been too tough for me. I draw the line at kids and animals. And they happened at the same time, which is just really, really sad. Ray Brand says, I stayed up till 0:30 watching the OJ show the other night at Corn Court with Brandy. Not sure. I'm thanking you for the baggy eyes, but the uncollected evidence. I told her in our members only live about how they showed the evidence that they had that they didn't show in court. And she was like, oh my God, now I got to go watch it. So yeah, you're welcome. It really was a good documentary. Netflix did good on that one. So now back to where this all started. I was a mod for Brittany. When Brittany started her channel, I became a mod. It was hard to keep Brittany focused. And there were other things that happened.
People that way.
Yeah. Well, there were other things that happened. And I will say, I'm not slamming her for those things because she did apologize to me. We had a huge falling out. There were 3 of us that left at the same time. And all hell started kind of breaking loose. And the mods that were still there weren't very nice to those of us that left. Now, granted, when they left, I didn't have a whole lot of sympathy because they left for the same reason I left, and then was like big mad. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know, you didn't give a fuck about me, so whatever. Now, during Gannon Stokes' case, Brittany came to me and apologized. She owned everything she had done, said she knew she had hurt my feelings and was very sorry. She has not done that to the others, but she did with me. And so for that, it was squashed. It was over. I defended her on a few things. One was a laptop. Why are laptops always the big faux this shit? I don't know. But evidently,
always trying to get them free laptops.
Well, evidently the laptop I was defending wasn't the only laptop. There had been 2 or 3, or I don't know, multiple laptops. I don't know how you need that many laptops. I've had this MacBook almost 2 years, and I've had my HP for 5 years. Still works great. So I don't understand that. Whatever. But let's see. Yes, it is very much rebrand. Oh yeah, the Ruby Frank one is a little rough. Whew, really rough. We're going to talk about that one too. I really want to dive into Ruby Frank because it goes into the cult mentality, and it just gets my attention. So
I seen the other day that her husband left her.
yes, well, they had already split, and he is like really kind of coming out about her right now. Since all the things he's learned of what she had done to the kids.
You know, I'm all into Congress and all that stuff, and the father, the husband, and 2 of the children made statements in Congress. Well, they read letters from the 2 youngest children, but the father testified in Congress about children not getting paid, and when parents decide to make them um, social media famous, and
Mm-hmm.
a family becomes completely dependent on videoing and everything, it becomes a business. Yeah, they're trying to change the laws that about having children in that situation. It was really interesting.
I think they need to change the laws with that. But
Well, like if a child is a child actress, or they do a reality show or anything like that, and a child's involved, that money has to be put up, and 20% of it cannot be spent. It has to be saved for the
right,
child. And that those rules don't apply on social media, and that's what they're trying to change. I'm sorry. I'll stop
that's okay.
interrupting.
That's okay. Because that's a whole tangent you and I can get off on forever and a day.
I know,
Um,
right?
so I think children, Ellen Dragon's right. Kids should not be exploited for streaming. I think we should protect our children a whole lot better than what people are doing. And this is going to get me in some. Don't fucking come for me, Brittany. You need to protect your children better. I'm just gonna say it. You can't stream, in my honest opinion, about true crime and the stuff that we talk about with small children in the background. And you dinner's here, babe. I ordered Dave pizza because I've been running the roads this afternoon, and he's making me an above ground gardening thingy. What's it called?
It's made. I just don't put the wire.
Oh, he's got to put the wire in it. But he made me an above ground garden so we can have a small garden because we haven't built the property up good enough yet. So he's been working.
Hey, hubby.
Kendall says hi, hubbies.
Hey, hubby. He better not have attitude when he's saying hi. That's not usually the greeting I get.
She said, "You better not have an attitude when you're saying hi. That shouldn't be the greeting she gets." He said he's not married to you. You can have an attitude if he wants. He has an attitude with me, so I don't know what that means.
What?
He's in a mood.
He's obviously in a mood.
Yeah. He's we don't have the shed, so he has to bring his tools in and out when he's working. So he's not super happy that I asked him to make this. But he figures he's fixing to go back out of town. He better make it. Sorry, guys. Sidetracked. I like the rules that come up before entering the chat. Do I have rules that come up before entering the chat?
Yeah, I've never been on that side of it. I don't think.
I don't know. I'm confused. Okay. And I'm a little all over the place. I'm going to get there, I promise, guys. So when I left, that would have been a couple of months before Kylie Rodney. Do y'all remember the Kylie Rodney case?
No.
Kylie Rodney was a teenager who come up missing after a party in the woods. I guess it was like the woods. And they ended up finding her car. What happened was when she left, instead of taking a right, when she left the little wooded area, she went left and did not see the water and drove off into the water and
Okay. Yes, I remember that. Yes.
So Brittany's direction in that case, they dissected what the teenagers wore to the funeral. They dissected the flowers. They dissected what the mom wore, what the mom did.
Oh, that's awful.
All of that. And what upset me was these are teenagers. These are children. They're under the age of
Lost
18.
their friend.
Some of them are right at 18, but the way they were getting labeled on social media as a content creator, you are responsible for that. And all it takes is for job or colleges to Google that person's name and all that shit pops up. And it wasn't, to me, it wasn't fair. We didn't know what happened. We were still trying to, when they finally found the footage from the forest cam of where she went and how she got there, it was obvious what happened. And the mom asked publicly for them to stop. And
the mom asked the Brittany lady to stop?
I don't remember if it was exactly Brittany or if it was just the content creators that were doing the conspiracy to stop.
Yeah.
And she told her to fuck off.
Oh my God.
And
this was a friend of yours?
Well, at this time, no.
Because you're hard as shit on me.
At this time, we were not friends.
Okay.
At
like,
this
why
time,
are you hard on me and not hard on those people?
And she lost a shit ton of her mods at that time. and it just continued. Like, it was long lives, like 4 to 8 hour lives where they're just nitpicking and the conspiracy and it was just nasty. It was horrible. And I'll get to the chat here in a minute, guys, because I want to kind of if I stop and read y'all's comments and y'all are having some good comments, I'm going to get so lost. Hey, Purple Butterfly. And she lost, I don't remember how many the number is. There is a video up where somebody went through and counted how many mods had left, and it was over 100. I think it was at 145. My name wasn't even
wait. I live a mile from Dollywood, Butterfly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I'm right behind Dollywood. I can see the fireworks every night.
And as time went on, during the Gannon Stout trial is when Brittany and I made amends. Like, it was a good, year and a half, 2 years. And during the Kylie Rodney case, her channel just exploded. Like, she's huge. She's got, I think, 16,000 followers. I don't know. She did amazing. And if that's how you want to do your channel, do you, boo. I wasn't okay with it. And I didn't stick around. Well, when her and I did make amends and I was on her panel, me and another creator told her neither one of us liked how she did Kylie. We were not okay with it or comfortable with it. And she defended herself, and that's fine. She has the right to do content the way she wants to, and I have the right to feel how I feel about it. And I just didn't associate with it. Well, when Sebastian started, I was still defending her. We were friends. I was on her panel a couple of times just talking, the drama that was going on. And there was another content creator called Granny's Watching, and it wouldn't let me tag her in this. And I don't know why. What I'll do in a minute is I'm going to drop both of their channels in the chat, and you guys can see the different type of people they are. Brittany is very kind of soft-spoken, Southern woman, talks about God. They pray for people in the chat. And Granny's Watching's from Philly, and she's kind of like me. She's in your face. And she gives zero fucks. And so they're two polar opposite people. We had a lot of contention between the two. I was friends with both of them at the same time. There was a lot of contention between the two. And just neither one handled things right. Neither one handled things the best way. And there were things that have been said that are hurtful to both. But people were going around saying that they're right. Well, there were people going around saying that there, and this is so gross, that there were pictures of Granny's bloody butt from her hemorrhoids that she sent to somebody, and she didn't do that. She didn't send it to anybody. Somebody ran with that, and Brittany's over there laughing about it and making jokes about it, right? And getting upset that Jessica's mad at her, or Granny's watching's mad at her, going off on her. And so this is the kind of drama that went on. Like this has been going on for years, and it is a back and forth, tit for tat kind of thing. You go low, I'm going lower. You know, it just kind of goes. Well, during the Sebastian case in October, Dog the Bounty Hunter, another critter called Nick the Hat, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, Brittany J, Bullhorn Betty.
I know that name.
And I want to say there's 2 or 3 others in this deal. I just can't think of what their names are. They filed a RICO lawsuit. RICO, guys. And this kind of sparked for me because y'all remember Fancy over there claiming RICO and corporate espionage against me and Tori.
The espionage word really still gets me.
It did. Like, it was funny as shit, but it's triggering at the same time. But they found that on Granny's Watching on YouTube and Barbecue Lady on TikTok. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. I've never heard Jessica talk about Barbecue Lady. And Jessica is Granny's Watching. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Well, at first, I didn't hear Brittany's name in it. And I text Brittany and said, oh, my God, they're filing a RICO on Jessica? And she's like, yeah, I'm involved in the lawsuit. And I went, huh? What? And Brittany kept saying it was because Jessica had a Google map of her home on her channel where she was talking about a guy had an accident and died. And there was a memorial out front. And there was this big uproar about the memorial, and they were sick of the memorial, and they evidently kicked the memorial down. I don't know the story. Didn't go find. I couldn't find it because Jessica's got like 400 and something videos up, and I don't know when it happened. And Brittany kept telling me she wanted her to remove that because it had her address. It showed her house, and she has kids. Well, for me, she has kids, and that was alarming. That upset me, right? And if that's all you're asking, then okay, Jessica, remove that. You know, private it. Do that for her. And if Black Sheep, hi. Voices, which you don't go by voices anymore. Black Sheep, how are you, my hun? She was actually on panel with me one day when we told her we didn't like the Kylie Rodney bullshit. For your ears, I should have tagged you in this one. And for me, if that's all it was, I was all about doing that. Go get an RO, make her stop showing your house, that I understood, that I was behind, right? But I sat back and kept, and past pajamas, give me a little bit and I'll get to that. I kind of started watching, right? I was watching what Brittany was saying and I was watching what Jess was saying. And I'm just kind of watching the two lay this shit out there. And I'm going, what the fuck is happening right now? This is not RICO, which I never thought it was RICO. Like, we could throw some defamation out there. Absolutely, right? Because people are talking some mad shit about each other. But it's happening on both sides. Both sides talk mad shit. But Jessica's a single mom too, mind you. So throwing her in a RICO lawsuit, saying they wanted the courts to prevent them from fundraising to pay for lawyers. They wanted their social media accounts deleted. And basically, they weren't on the same train of Seth is good and Katie Proudfoot is bad. That, in my opinion, is how this breaks down. You're either 100% Katie Proudfoot and against Seth, or you're 100% Seth is all good and Katie Proudfoot, Katie and Chris are bad. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I look at both of these parents. I don't think either one of them had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, because for one, we have seen it in the past with law enforcement thought that they would have evidence and be on something, and they're not. And they have said, like Katie and Chris Proudfoot, they took lie detectors from the TBI. They passed. Seth refused the TBI lie detector, but took one for Nancy Grace and fell asleep on the first one, and the second was inconclusive.
How do you fall asleep during a lie detector?
That's a very good question.
I would be so, like, even if I was 100% innocent, I would be a nervous wreck.
Right. Most people are. And
Because you're afraid you're going to fail. You're afraid you're going to fail even if you're innocent.
right.
And
Well,
then
that's why
people
they
are going
do
to think you're.
questions to see where your baselines are and how you're answering questions. So it, you know, for me, I'll go in there, babe, so I'm not disturbing you. I was just staying in here till you got in here. For me, I think the parents fall short in what they needed to support this child in a healthy, happy way, right? And we're talking about a child who has autism and was struggling. Evidently, there were some other things I think they've talked about, defiance disorder and things like that. I don't know all of the diagnosis. I am not getting into that because I do not want to misspeak on this child. But I don't think
still missing.
Right, huh?
Who is still missing?
He's still missing.
He just kind of gets lost in everything.
He does. And sadly, and this is where I struggled with his dad come on here and talked about Sebastian's trauma. If y'all get what I'm talking and dropping, that did not need to be on here. And people started talking about people that have that kind of trauma can become predators themselves. And it was content that did not need to be here. And the one thing I want to share is that I think if you're facing things like this and you have a child missing, let's go back to the Petito family. See this family? This family 100% were unified when their daughter became missing. It's a divorced family. Let me find, I want this other picture because this was during that time. Let me stop share. This one here. This was during that time when they're being interviewed, right? Mom down here and stepdad, dad up here on top and stepmom. This family is so unified that this should be what every divorced family strives for. And I know that it's hard because you're divorced for a reason, right? But when there are children involved, above and beyond, their well-being should be of most importance.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like this family has done that. Okay, so hold on. Let me go up here real quick because Ange she says, it was explained it's actually easy to fall asleep due to the process of the polygraph process as explained by Chris to me on a panel. Okay. That's good to know. To me, it sounds weird. I would be too damn nervous, but maybe.
I'm just thinking about what we see in TV shows.
Right.
That's the only reference I have. And what is it? One of the talk shows used to do polygraph. Was it Dr. Phil? No, Jerry Springer. Remember? Jerry Springer. I think it was Jerry.
And Anne says, and they were also unified and caring for Gabby. They were. And when you, especially for me, with Sebastian being special needs. Hey, Kim. I know you haven't been in a while. With Sebastian being special needs, they should be working harder and harder at being unified. And so for me, I severely struggle with the ugliness that happens between these parents. and I'm going to say mainly on Seth's side from everything I've seen, because the Proudfoots don't get on social media. And I'm going to share a video here in a minute. And there's some that are going to like and agree with me on this and some that aren't. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. And it, you know, I just, I'm oh, they didn't give you any marinara sauce? Well, they were supposed to. Okay. I'm going to go in here so he can eat without me babbling and he can turn on his TV and relax. Oh, I need my water. Sebastian needs a whole lot more unity than what he's getting. And I feel like, gotta kiss the hubby as I walk past, sorry. I feel like, oh, how do I word this? I'm just disappointed, okay? I'm so disappointed. Oh, I almost dropped my computer. I'm disappointed in creators that I have liked for all of these years who aren't seeing this. And we don't have to like the other creators. And I mean, Granny's Watching is controversial, like I said. But
She can't give you the bait dragon because me and her disagree all the time, and she loves me, so she can't just kick somebody because
we disagree a lot, guys. And no, Ellen Dragon, you're stuck with me. So
people would be surprised how much me and Frank
I know Kim,
disagree.
and I'm saying that, and as I'm saying that, I'm sitting there going, Kim's in the chat, and I know what she's thinking because she has huge issues with Granny's Watching. They had their beef as well, and so she's going to have issues, and I get it, Kim, I do, and you know, for me, it was seeing how this lawsuit that is happening is breaking down. And look, I think they use Brittany. I'm going to say it. I think these other bigger creators and look, Dog the Bounty Hunter, when he came onto the Petito scene, he had us looking for Brian in New Mexico and Canada and other, like all over the place. And he was dead in Florida. And so it became a shit show. And I like Dog the Bounty Hunter as a reality TV star chasing felons on the camera. You know what I mean?
I liked him when Beth was alive.
Yes.
To me, Beth was the show.
I think she grounded him. But I feel like they came onto the case for the attention of being important in it. And that is my opinion.
Yeah, it was a big case. It brought publicity. That's
right.
Dog.
And so, and we watched the shit show happen with the Petito case, and now he comes in the Sebastian case, and we have all of this crap in this RICO case, and they're throwing Lasniak out as an attorney, and it is absolutely the craziest shit I have ever seen in my life. And I think that they used,
He's trying to relive his Max Factor days. Do you remember when he went down to, I think it was Mexico, and the CEO or the owner of, I think it was Max Factor, and he was on the run, and Dog caught him, and Dog ended up in jail in Mexico over it. But it made Dog headline papers. He benefited from it.
Right. And I think throwing him in on the RICO lawsuit, Kim says that she thinks he's loose end of the injunction. I'm not sure what you mean by that. It may be what I'm thinking, and I'm just not grasping. I think he's there for the attention to bring drama to it and make it look legit. I think they're using Brittany and Jessica's beef to try to make it more than what it is. These two have a beef and they talk shit on each other. But the other night, and Brittany has said she got on this lawsuit because it was free. They offered her a spot with it, and she didn't have to worry about paying an attorney because she just wanted Jessica to leave her alone. Well, then the other night, her panel guest said, go get an RO against Nonsense, the other creator named Nonsense, because they're free. So if an RO is free, And they are. It's free to get one. You just have to pay to fight for it, to keep it and make it, stick. And I know that for a fact because I looked into it when I had to file one here locally. So if they're free, they're free to go get, why didn't you go do that? Instead of getting in a RICO lawsuit. I don't think they explained it to her. And now she is locked into a lawsuit that's probably fixing to cost her ass.
Wow.
It is the biggest shit show that I have ever seen in my life. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
You do need a reason to get a restraining order.
Different places are different. Like here, I could have gone and filed for one because I did have proof of a threat. And the state that she lives in, I have not looked up her laws. So it's hard interstate without the personal relationship, especially in North Carolina. I know that Jessica's in Philly and theirs are different too, because she got one on another creator that she did have a relationship with that was in a different state. And she had to prove that, and she did get the RO. But in Philly...
Margaret's been involved with 3. Margaret's been involved with 3.
Yes.
And all 3 of those was out of state. So... I don't know. I still believe laws just haven't caught up yet.
Yeah, I think with the internet becoming what it is, I think they're going to have to get into this and stop some of this bullshit. For me and Kim, you've kind of witnessed a lot of this that I went through with being accused of being a part of a RICO and corporate espionage. So for me, throwing the RICO out there was absolutely insane. Absolutely fucking stupid. I think to me, that's making light of people who are actually victims of RICO. And somebody asked what it is. And so I'm going to get the actual definition for it so that I don't sound like I'm an idiot. It's the Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. Is a 1970 U.S. federal law that aims to stop organized crime and racketeering from infiltrating legitimate businesses involved in interstate commerce. It allows the government to prosecute organizations instead of individuals. RICO's power lies in the conspiracy provision, which enables the prosecution to seemingly unrelated crimes that share a common goal. What they had here was creators going at each other.
I don't understand how it's RICO then.
Exactly.
But even the way that you read that, it sounds like more like the government brings RICO charges.
I think what you do is what they did was they filed it in, they went for these 2 creators because they both live in Philadelphia. And so they started there. They did say there was 100 creators on their list to go at. But right now there was just those 2.
But are they just creators, or do they own a business? Do they have an LLC for their channels?
Well, there's the Nick the Hat and Dog and them are in the At Night. God, what is it? At Night Media or At Night Intelligence Group or whatever. But then they weren't even really the topic of conversation other than commenting on what people are doing online. So that would be like, okay, a lot of y'all are over here are part of the gypsy world. That would be like the Blanchards filing RICO on Sir Morbid and Fancy and Toddy and the others that hate on them. You know what I mean? It does not make sense. It is absolutely...
But wouldn't it be like you're messing with someone's money?
It has to interrupt a business. It can't be it can't affect mental anguish and emotional stuff, blah blah blah. It has to affect business income.
Okay, see, that's even more so why it doesn't make sense to me.
In business standing. What they were saying,
just like the example that you just used with all these people that come after Gypsy, it doesn't affect Gypsy's money, and actually it gives Gypsy more money.
Well, Kim, Kim, it would have affected Fancy in the beginning when Fancy was with all of them. And she would still be, in my opinion, if that's the rate they were going, would still be linked because they're using all of her information to spread the stuff they're spreading. And so I think that if there was, like, it's not going to be RICO, right? It's just not. But
It's
if
just not RICO, yeah.
it's not, it's just not. None of it is. None of it is. Just like when Fancy was saying I was part of RICO, that was so laughable that I'm sitting there going, wait, I'm mafia? Like I just, because that's what that started for, was the mafias and the biker gangs and that kind of
Right.
stuff. So it was so confusing to hear
A criminal enterprise is how I put it in my head. Organized crime.
Yes, Jojo.
Yeah.
They are suing these two creators who have not had anything to do with each other till this happened, as an organization. It is, and it is so confusing that it would take me 2 or 3 hours to break it down bit by bit for you guys that haven't followed it. So for that, I apologize. I'm trying to get it out there to where you kind of understand it. Because it is
Cornbread mafia. Dragon.
It's about the group getting more money. Okay, hold on. Kim says it's about the group getting more money. Only a couple plaintiffs cite their own tortuous interference to their channel income. But I have to argue on that, Kim, is that their channels aren't suffering. When you look at the amount of lives they do and hours and memberships and watch hours, ain't none of these bitches suffering. Sorry, they're just not.
That's what I was saying about, like, you the example you use about Gypsy is because of what the haters do brings Gypsy more money. So she couldn't file a RICO because she can't show that what they've done's hurt her money. They put more money in her pocket.
In the lawsuit, the problem that I had from with the lawsuit from the beginning, when they're reading the paperwork, Molly Golightly, if any of y'all remember her, she goes under Go Harder now on YouTube. They got one of Brittany's mods, sent it to her, and they had the filing of the court proceedings before anybody even been notified. And they're reading it off, and I'm going, well, where are the exhibits? Because when they filed it, they didn't put any exhibits in there of their proof of so and so did this on this date, and here's the timestamp. There was nothing. And Jessica's lawyer, hey, butterfly kisses. Jessica's lawyer asked Brittany for her documentation. I don't remember what the word is now. My brain just went totally blank on that. And so that he can understand what she's claiming Jessica did, because there's nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't have to. So saying that each member, okay, Kim says they don't have to. So saying that each member of the racket makes money on their crimes individually, then come together to conspire as a group for the purpose of making money, they defend it. So
okay, I get it.
But they were saying that these
makes sense to me now.
These creators were causing Seth to not be able to look for a son. I mean, they're in Philly. I mean, here's the thing. When you come on the internet and you start running your trap, people talking, it's going to happen. So
if my kid's missing, ain't no damnbody going to make me
nobody fucking stopping me from looking. You can kiss my
And I also ain't going to be on the freaking internet doing that shit either. Unless it's trying to find my kid.
Right. Right. Kim says when they filed the anti-SLAPP, they halted any right to discovery until the judge rules on that. Well, technically, when you look at that discovery, they only had a certain amount of time to get all that in there, and they hadn't done it. And I know Kim and I are going to sit on opposite sides on this because she does support Brittany. And I did support Brittany. I did. And until it started breaking down to where I'm like, this isn't what y'all are claiming. And I think they use Brittany. I do think they use Brittany. I think Brittany saw that she had somebody backing her. Hi, Dreamer. And was going to, and I think they made her promises that they could get Jessica to leave her alone. And I think she fell for it. And I don't think she read the fine print, so to speak. And so for me, the other day, and the video I'm going to play here in a second, was huge. It was because I had not heard these clips. Okay, that makes sense, Kim. This video for me was, I don't know. Did you watch it, Kendall? I sent it to you. The one with the dad on panel.
Yeah, I did.
It was gross.
It was.
And it just bothered me. It bothered me. And the thing is I had defended Brittany at this time because I didn't see this live because it was disappeared. Like it was disappeared. It was poofed. And so
But
because
for me, I don't know the people personally. So
right.
I have an unbiased opinion of the person themselves who did it. Just the action itself was disgusting.
Right.
And it's not influenced at all by anything in the past.
Well, my thing is I had defended her. And there was no way she would have allowed that to happen, that the blah, 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 blah. And that's exactly what happened. So let me, let me pop this up, but I don't want.
Does anybody talk about the actual case anymore, or still trying to find this child?
Like the other day, SF Investigates dropped a video, or one of the news outlets dropped a video. He sent them some video footage that they had that you can see a shadow, and people kind of dissected that. But past that, I mean, they tear mom apart, and I have a problem with that. I just do. I've got a clip I'm going to play in a minute where I was so pissed off. It's the one
Crystal says she's blocked.
Huh?
Dreamer says Crystal says she's blocked.
Crystal shouldn't be blocked.
I wouldn't understand why Crystal would be blocked.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm going to start playing this, and we're going to watch this. This is this creator, Kim, another one of your favorites. And hold on, I want to see this real quick.
The Summer Wells case is so sad
yes.
too.
Yes. Sebastian is totally lost in all of this because we've got creators with big egos, and we've got creators that have decided they hate mom and love dad. And look, as somebody who is friends with the Blanchard family, I get accused of this, so I understand this part, except that what most people don't know is when I chew Christy's ass for something I don't agree with, and Kendall too. We both, we don't hold punches, but
well, we know.
When you take one family member's side over the others and you become too involved, it's a dangerous slope to be on because you're not looking at the case objectively. Now, I do not think, again, let me reiterate, I do not think Seth had anything to do with his son's disappearance. I do not think that Katie had anything to do with her son's disappearance. I honestly think he is a 15-year-old boy that either ran away or was getting out to go meet somebody because he's playing the gaming system, and it's dangerous. It's just, the gaming world is dangerous too, and they prey on these children. And I think he either ran away and is lost, or he snuck out and was taken. And that's where I sit with it. And
it could be the possibility that somebody on the gaming system lured him out too.
Right. And so I think that if there was any kind of evidence when law enforcement searched that home, they would have done more digging, and they would have, there would have been something, right? Because just like with Letitia Staub, they knew, with Evelyn Boswell, they knew, with Lori Vallow, they knew. It takes time, but you can tell how they do an investigation where they're leaning, and they're just, to me, watching law enforcement and how they're going about this. And I can't see chat right now, guys, and I see it flying. So bear with me. I just don't see it. I think these were parents that just didn't know what else to do with their child and were just struggling on the right thing to do. I don't think they were bad parents. I think they might have been misguided parents, and I struggle with the fact of the lack of unity here.
That's
The
in a
other
lot of
day,
families, though.
right? The other day they were bringing up Katie comes from a very troubled family, and I'm sorry, I do feel that she was preyed upon by everybody in her life. And I'm softer from stuff I was learning the other day about Katie than I was before because of that. And it did make me look at Seth a little bit differently because of the age difference. And because of, you and I talked about the grooming aspect and how that affects people. And for me, I think that's a huge thing with Katie. But in the end, that has nothing to do with Sebastian being missing. And it shouldn't have been brought to this platform.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let me go here. Let's play this. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can figure out why Crystal's blocked.
Yeah, Crystal ain't never been. I don't think she's ever. Why would she?
Yeah, unless somebody. No, I don't think any of my mods blocked her the other day. Shouldn't have. Let me go. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go look while this is playing. Let me turn it up so y'all can hear it. And I'm also gonna drop this in the chat.
I'm just trying to do the math in my head here. 21, 22, somewhere about there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I met her because when I got off of work, I would go over to their house.
Oh, hold on. I didn't start it from the beginning.
So, in case you missed it, this happened on the Lore Lodge the other night.
So, how old was she when you met her?
She was 12 or 13.
And you would have been 21? I'm just trying to do the math in my head here. 21, 22, somewhere about there?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I met her because when I got off of work, I would go over to their house to watch the kids so that whoever's watching the kids could leave and go home.
Gotcha. So basically you were the relief shift.
Yes, sir. I would go over there to start playing video games with the kids.
Okay. So not any sort of real relationship with her at that point? She was just...
No.
Okay. So when then did you and her begin to become romantically involved?
After she turned 18.
Okay. There are also, I skipped this accidentally, but there were some people who were saying that you taught her to drive when she was 16. Is that true?
No, I taught her to drive when she was 19.
19? Okay. So I'm just, again, wrapping my head around some of these rumors. There's a lot of them. Okay. And did you have any sort of friendship or anything like that between the time that you met her and she turned 18?
No.
Gotcha.
I remember taking her to the DMV to get her driver's license for the first time. I helped her buy her first car. Spraying my wrist, changing the brake pads on her first vehicle.
So Katie moved in at 18.
I don't know how you spring your wrist changing brake pads, but I digress. Babe, can somebody spring their wrist changing brake pads?
Yeah.
Can you spring your wrist changing brake pads? My husband's a mechanic, so
I could see how it could easily be done.
he's like, I don't know how you would do that, but
if you don't know what you're doing, I can see how it could be done.
And she began to show some interest in Seth. And, it kind of broke my heart because I asked him if he was surprised when she showed the interest in him. And his response to me was, I was. And I said, why? And he said, because she could have had anybody she wanted. And I was surprised that she chose me. And I said, well, what happened after that? And he said, well, I told her that I wasn't interested back at the time. And I said, well, if you were surprised because you felt like she could have had anybody she wanted, then why were you not immediately interested back? And he said, well, she was in a relationship. And I said, okay, so she had a boyfriend? And he said, well, actually, she had 2 boyfriends. And I said, what? Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, she had a boyfriend that was about her age. And she had another boyfriend that was older than I was that had a wife and 2 children.
Oh, geez. Seth, so, not that I don't believe you, Tony, but just Seth, can you give me a nod or something if is he telling the truth?
It is.
I know this is a very difficult subject for you. That's why I'm not trying to press any. I just want to make sure that we're getting the corroboration here. And Tony, I do believe you. People are going to want to see it from Seth as well. So
I'm not trying to slim it anymore.
I know.
Did you see what Seth and Tony tried to do there? They tried to get past all the mathing that everyone does for when Seth and Katie first met and when they started their relations, and tried to shift the Overton window to Katie being the hussy initiator who was already tied up with another older man. Okay? Now, here's their core problem. That other guy who Seth saw as competition was not some romantic interest. He was not competition. He was also an abuser. And Seth basically told us that he stood in line waiting for his turn, while also trying to convince us that he was a perfect gentleman and also her knight in shining armor. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the cute Disney romance that Tony and Seth tried to make it out to be, despite it being told on a channel that thrives on medieval lore and logic. We are now in year 2025, and in the year 2025, that is called slut shaming and victim blaming. We must change this paradigm, or rampant child SA will never cease to ruin the lives of our current and future generations. In this video, I'm going to show you why Tony Mathis and Bro Lodge did Seth, and more importantly, Sebastian, another huge disservice with the broadcast of this hellacious scenario with its backwoods ideology. And I'm going to attempt to use this jumping off point to help change this paradigm. I'm also going to show you that based on the character Seth Rogers has displayed on and off the internet since his son went missing, it is virtually impossible to believe that he went from being a perfectly respectable and chaste individual at 21 years of age, when the hormones are at full rage in most males, to the perverted hypersexual man he presents himself as today. In a minute, I'm going to show you a clip reel that may give you a headache. And I'm sorry about that. That is your fair warning, because this reel displays relentless, pervasive, disgusting, demeaning, dehumanizing words and behavior displayed by the father of a missing child on the internet in the name of his missing child. And most of those words are clearly said with the purpose to put shame and humiliation on his ex-wife in what is seen in most mental health circles as revenge seeking. The Bro Lodge wants to say that the scenario they discussed clears the air and justifies Seth's behavior. This is the paradigm I'm seeking to break with this video. There is literally no justification for this behavior, especially in light of alarming data like this. Child SA is a widespread problem. Every 9 minutes, Child Protective Services substantiates or finds evidence for a claim of child SA. And guess what? You know when that data is from? 2016. This was from 9 years ago. With the escalation of toxicity on the internet in the last 9 years, it is even worse. Look it up. Of all victims under 18, 2 of 3 are ages 12 to 17. Oh, isn't that a coincidence? That is precisely the age that Katie was when Seth and Katie met. Now, here are the known stages of grooming. Okay, look at this. Targeting the child. Perpetrators may target and exploit a child's perceived vulnerabilities, including emotional neediness, isolation, neglect, a chaotic home life, or lack of parental oversight. Gaining the child's and caregivers' trust. Perpetrators work to gain the trust of parents and caregivers to lower suspicion and gain access. Filling a need. Isolating the child.
Do I need to pause for anything, Kendall?
No,
Anything popping out you want to say?
no. That's fine.
Okay.
Sexualizing the relationship and maintaining control. There's more to this document. I will link to it in the description below, but I need this video to be more brief than this document. Also, a very widely used tactic in child grooming and in predatory behavior in general is telling dirty jokes, playing sex games, or showing porn. Children are naturally curious. A predator might use
This is super important. So listen to this, and here in a minute that you're going to see why.
that fact to their advantage by showing them these materials, telling explicit jokes or anecdotes, or even engaging in those games with the child. As a result, this serves to break down the child's inhibitions, or even just the inhibitions of a person that they're trying to engage online. This will become more relevant as you hear the clips I'm about to play. So as you listen to this reel and watch my commentary notes on the screen, see if you can detect the stages of grooming and tell me whether you think it's normal, acceptable, or justified for the father of a missing child to carry on like this on a public platform.
I've known Katie since she was 12 years old. Started dating when she was 18.
What is a 22-year-old doing hanging out with a 12-year-old?
What do you mean when we met?
Were you aware of her abuse as a child?
I was aware of that.
Yeah, that's
This lady did not have the opportunities that children should have because of her father and the mistakes that her father made. She didn't get the opportunity. But as her husband, I was damned she's going to get these opportunities. You know, I remember taking her to the DMV to get her driver's license for the first time. I helped her buy her first car. Spraying my wrist, changing the brake pads on her first vehicle.
Then I talked to her and I tried to have one of those life developing conversations where, you know, you don't want to be in the career you're in 20 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Life developing conversations. Could that be because you were at a totally different stage in your life, being 10 years older than her?
There's two jobs in the world, maybe three, but a man's job is to protect his family, and a man can impregnate a female.
This. A job is to impregnate a female. It's fucking stupid.
A female is supposed to take care of their children.
No, I know.
All right.
We got it. Because
Actually, both parents should be taking care of the children. Thank you very much.
he goes, "Damn, my son has more bitches than me." You know, teasing that he's got a bunch of girlfriends.
I left your chat, and because you were in your hotel.
Did y'all hear that? Seth was making jokes that his son had more bitches than he does. Fucking gross.
Hotel room getting off.
Yeah.
He didn't make it there in time, and he peed himself trying to get his little thing out so that he could sit there and pee.
Katie was married, and I walked into the room, and he literally shot shit out of the bath. He tried to hit me. I'm walking down the hallway to get to his room, and I swing into the bathroom and turn on the shower because I know that he had dug into his diaper and started painting the wall. You don't want to know what I'm staring with, okay, buddy?
So I'm going to pause real quick because these are things that should have never been talked about with this child by his dad on social media. Sexualizing this child in this manner. Now, this next clip is on Brittany's panel.
Don't want to know what I was steering with, okay, buddy? Implying his private parts.
Got a little extra cheese on the top.
Hey, that's not extra cheese. That's just too much fun.
It's really, huh? The Uncle Taco came from all the my kids' friends.
All the hot sauce he was spraying. I think Whom is jealous of, the relationship that I have with me and my numb arm too. Feels like a stranger every time I pee. Who's touching me?
You.
Lord help me. Yes. Bullhorn Betty asked where a good place to go eat was, and we went to a Mexican restaurant and had lunch.
So you're getting married.
So I must be. How'd you know I had tacos there, buddy?
Saying my name right now.
Uncle Taco said it.
I know. That's why I had fajitas.
Oh my God.
Listen, it is not breast cancer awareness. I did not have pink taco.
No. I shall not be
How gross. Self-awareness, people. Self-awareness. Buy some of it.
watching. I shall be doing other things.
OnlyFans on this. I already know I'm fat.
All right.
There's plenty of me to go around, except for particular people that have STDs.
Yeah,
bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life, too. I'm sorry. A three-way 911 call.
That's Brittany talking.
I can't.
Hey, Blackhawk, I don't think that's the only three-way Chris has been involved in.
Oh.
He is talking about Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's stepfather.
Hey, now you need to leave my girlfriend alone. Oh shit!
You better stop. They're gonna clip the hell out of that.
Oh, they can clip something. It's not gonna make it any smaller, okay? So, be fucking fat.
He's talking about Illuminati.
Hey, you weren't supposed to say her name. We don't mention creators' names here, okay?
I'm sorry.
Even if they create STDs. That's all they do.
Wasn't it, Seth?
What? I'm sorry, I was cleaning myself up. What was that?
Oh my God.
Absolutely. I shouldn't talk about this, or I shouldn't talk about that.
Expecting something.
And it always...
I'm almost there. Leave me alone.
Oh my God.
Randy, this is awful.
Brittany, what is funny about him pretending to jack off on your panel while his son is in his picture? There's nothing funny about that.
Stop that. That's awful. Awful.
Absolutely nothing funny. This is just, and you wonder why people are angry and don't like Seth. He's not a very likable guy with this kind of crap playing out on YouTube. When I heard this the other day, I literally cried. I got offline and I was talking to 420 and I said, I am in tears over this. Because when this happened, I was still hardcore defending Brittany. She wouldn't allow this kind of talk on her panel. Talk about, you and I've said a couple times we had egg on our face with different people we've had up here. I had fucking egg on my face.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I mean, the bottom line is the child's missing.
Right.
If they were just going on like, you're dragging someone or you just, I mean, look at some of the conversations we've had, on the live. This is a child that's still, this man's child that's missing. I don't know.
I'm going to try to get past this part. It's almost over.
getting a slow clap for a second.
Hey, if it's a slow clap, you need to go to the hospital.
But Brittany, like I know, like sometimes, like it'd make me throw up.
It'd make you throw up while you were doing it, or maybe
I would just never. Like sometimes I'm like after dark, I'll talk shit.
Maybe you threw up out of the wrong head. Every single fucking
Oh my
thing
God.
goes back
Randy,
to sexual innuendo.
I wouldn't play no more of it.
Oh,
I really wouldn't play no more of it. I wouldn't. Not that part anyway.
Let's see if we can get past it.
No. Can't do that on YouTube. I've got to clean my drawers.
No, those are just the things he said publicly. Many people who have met him privately for searches and whatnot also came out to report the way he treated and spoke to women during those searches. You may not like some of the people reporting this, but when many people are reporting they witness the same thing, there is credibility to it and it warrants discussion.
The next thing that threw me off guard was the way that he was talking to his team. Okay. Like, I want to see how far this dick can shove down your throat.
Dude, every word out of his mouth is some disgusting, disturbing thing talking about, oh, that straw, I got a straw for you to suck on. Oh, yep, meat you're putting in your mouth. Let me put a piece of meat in your mouth. 4 layers on, it started warming up. And she was taking off her layers, which, I mean, anybody would, it's fine. And Seth made the comment talking about, oh, you're going to take all them layers off so I can see them titties? You know what I'm saying? So.
And saying, oh, you're going to come sleep on my couch. And
you telling women that are out there searching, they can call you daddy? That's not inappropriate?
Now, do you mean to tell me that this is completely new behavior that just burst out of his psyche after his son went missing? That this isn't a feature of his personality and that Sebastian wasn't subjected to a surround sound of this deviant line of thinking up until he went missing? The only receipt I couldn't find was when Seth openly said soon after Sebastian went missing that he told Katie he was going to marry her when she was 14. Now, I've heard this playfully said by many men about many women, even myself, okay, as if it was a cute thing to say. It's not a cute thing to say. We are now in the year 2025, and we now know that this is illegal and abusive. But he said it as a cute thing, and when he realized it wasn't a cute thing, it somehow got erased off the internet. Well, unfortunately, the internet is forever. That evidence does exist, and at some point in the future, I predict it will surface. It will come out and bite him and anyone else who believes him. So what if that receipt isn't available? Isn't it enough that he told us that the only reason he didn't pursue her is because she was standing by while another much older man pursued her? And isn't it enough that he's told 50 billion different stories about their relationship, and every one of them, Katie gets slut shamed and victim blamed? And at what point do you just tell Seth to shut up and stop trying to explain the unexplainable, and for his friends, supporters, and bros to stop defending the indefensible? I'd also like to point out that Seth, he knows better. Let him tell you that himself. This shows that he's doing all this despite knowing that it's wrong.
I can tell you things, but those are personal. You know, he is a child. In this world, the only thing you can control is yourself. You can control how you react, and you can control how you act. And if you control those two things, you're doing good. Your children take a lot of their cues from you. She realizes it or not. Every time she said something that was negative about me, I'm pretty sure my son took it to heart because he's my son. You know, a lot of people think that they're guilty. I've seen some of the comments, but my profession says that you're innocent until proven guilty. Again, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. I would never throw somebody's past in their face. She had a drinking problem, and when you say abusive, she was active duty Navy.
Finally, I'd like to end by asking Seth this question. It says right here on your divorce decree that neither parent will disparage the other parent, even through a third party. I've shown evidence here in this video and on my channel that you've gone out of your way to disparage your ex-wife, including accusing her of being directly responsible for Sebastian's disappearance. Why is that? Is it because you don't believe your child is still alive? Or is it because you've been saying these things in front of your child all this time? It's one answer or the other, and neither one of them are good. The human and the child SA survivor in me wants you to get the help for these backwards attitudes and for whatever hurt you so bad that you need to come out here and keep hurting other people. The PR professional in me wants to tell you to just shut the fuck up. Thank you for watching. Please.
Okay. Yeah, he claims that she had 2 abortions. I don't know if any of that's true. I don't think that it should have
Why
been.
would he talk about that?
He shouldn't. He shouldn't. Because she would have been a minor at that time. If I'm not mistaken. Hey, Kathy P. I do think all the negative came from him, Kathy. I agree. Watching that video, y'all can see why I was so upset the other day. And I made myself chill out because I literally wanted to go live that day, but I wouldn't have been very nice. Hey, Steph. I would not have been very nice.
And which person is the one that's egging him on and clapping?
Allegedly with Brittany, my friend, or it was my friend. I don't know that we're still friends. I have not talked to her. I know that reaching out to her to discuss this isn't going to go anywhere. She will ignore it, or deflect, or play victim. And I'm just not interested unless we're going to have some self-awareness and change some behavior, because there's something else I want to share. The other night there was
we're really bad at getting people that deflect to have any self-awareness.
We do.
Suck at that.
I don't handle it very well either, and so I've tried with this go round to stop and think. Kendall is so proud of me that I've stopped to think before I reacted. Because I wanted to do a good old-fashioned drag fest. I wanted to come on here and blast this. Oh my God, was I pissed? Because that grooming that you hear, that bullshit that you hear him say with his son tagged and all of this shit, and his son's picture up there, his son, when he is found, God willing we find him alive, is going to hear this shit that he has said about his mother, that he has said about him. All of this stuff. It's not okay. It's not okay. And the other night, Katie and Chris Proudfoot did an interview, and I clipped this. This is Brittany, and I'm gonna play this real quick.
I think is what gets me.
Yeah.
But what gets me even more than that is the fact that we have a couple, bio mom and the stepdad, out here playing games.
Wait, they're playing games? Brittany, they're fucking playing games? Did you not just hear your buddy over there and the shit he was saying on panel? Who's playing games? Who?
Playing games. I'm sorry, you cannot tell me. You can't give me one logical reason that they would share that video with the media for his 1-year anniversary.
The video she's talking about is the one that SF Investigates had given to media, and it come out, and it's you can see shadows. She's making a big deal out of it, but it's okay for Seth to pretend to jack off on panel. Let's see, maybe she took him off grid and away from dad if dad was that aggressive with him, but she is probably not strong enough for that. he put her through the ringer even before their kid disappeared. Yes, this is it. Hearing a lot of this stuff made sense to me why when he come up missing, Chris called him instead of Katie. It made more sense to me. It made more sense to me why Chris does a lot of talking. I think Katie has been abused all of her life. And I don't think the bullshit that's been brought here about her is fair. About her on here is fair. And I think Brittany, if you're listening and your moms are like, take a fucking seat and get some self-awareness. Brittany, if we were ever friends, listen to me. Take a step back and really think about this. This isn't a good look. This isn't okay. This is dangerous. Oh, Steph, it's just gross. Well, Kathy P, you know, I do this thing, and Kendall fusses at me, and a lot of the others fuss at me all the time. I do this thing where I believe that they've got it in them, even when it slaps us in the face that they don't have it in them. And Kendall's phone must have died. Nope, there she is.
I'm just, I'm very seldom speechless.
You see why I've been so upset about this and why I've been down this hole? Like, it is crazy. And
it's sad.
And here's
It's
the
so
thing.
sad.
I think down in there, Brittany's got a good heart. And I think that she means well. But I also think that it's very possible she's got blinders on and she's blinded by her channel growth and the dollars.
Well, how many people do we know that deals that happens? I feel like, and like I said, I'm very unbiased because I don't know these people, but I feel like he is just loving the attention that all of a sudden he's getting from people.
And he made a YouTube channel and has, like, I think I never did go look at it. He's got memberships and like has pretty high dollar memberships.
So he's making money off his son's
Yeah.
disappearance.
Steph, same. Steph says Brittany really disappoints me lately. I am when I saw Lynn's video, the one I just played, Breaking Chains True Crime. When I saw that video, it crushed me to hear her laughing giddy like that over that conversation. And she's married, guys. Well, she's
starting to say, that's what I was starting to ask. Does she have a thing for?
She has a significant other. I don't know. They say they're not married. I don't know. Don't care. Doesn't matter. She has a significant other that lives in her home.
It kind of, I mean, because there was nothing funny about it, right? There's nothing funny. It's so inappropriate. It's sickening. Like, so I'm trying to figure out why this person acted that way, unless she has a thing for this person.
Well,
like, you know,
Kathy
when you
says,
got
Kathy P says, it's all just so gross. She's so worried about playing the perpetual victim. Yep. He's live. I guess he's live now. It's all about the attention and money. In every situation that's gone on, Brittany has been victim. Kind of like other creators that we know.
Oh my Lord. Lord, you've hit on unable to take accountability, deflection, and professional victims.
All of that. Now, the only thing I can say is, like I said in the beginning, she apologized to me and owned all the bullshit with me. She is not with the others. So for me, I can say she did with me. So that was one other reason why it was harder for me to start seeing things a little bit more clear. It took me longer. I mean, I've seen it, but it just took me longer to get there because I had to watch. I've literally sat and just watched all of this play out with the different people. And I may not always agree with Granny's watching. But in this instance, I agree. And I stand with her on this because, and I know I don't know if Kim's still here, if she's listening, she's not going to agree with me on that. They're looking at it differently. I know that she left a while ago because she does not do Lynn's at all. And, hold on. Let's punch.
It sounds like she's where I am with certain people in the gypsy community. Though.
No, Pat, she does not cover Britney. She wanted me to do, she does not do Britney. She does not do GRB. She wanted me to, and I had told her I really wasn't too sure about that because that was before anything last year had broken off, but I knew that Fancy was going to come down and I just didn't know if I wanted to go into it, right? And when it all hell broke loose, Brittany had me come on her panel and she was like, okay, talk to me. What the hell? I'm seeing this stuff. That woman's nuts. And I'm like, I told you. I told you. One thing I want to do is I'm going to get their channels. I'm going to drop their channels in chat because to me, that's just fair. I do have them tagged. It helps if I put the right thing in. Whoops. Where was I at?
That she asked you to come on the channel, talk about GRB.
Oh yeah. And when we kind of started sharing about it, she didn't stay very long, and I had told her I would come and I would share everything. This is Brittany's gossip channel, not her true crime channel. But
now, whose side is Dog on? Is Dog on
he's
Dad's
on
or
Dad's
Mom?
side. He has he's gone on that side. He's Seth is in this lawsuit along with Dog, along with Betty, along with
Betty, the Betty Bullhorn persons with Dog.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah. Nick the Hat. There's a lot of them. This next channel is Granny's Watching's channel. And if you guys compare the two, you're going to see they're two totally different personalities. So you can kind of see it's oil and water and why they would not be friendly together. And it's been a 3-year battle with the two. Kathy P says Brittany is Crama. Her before true crime is drama. I mean, she's Crama. And that's what I was telling y'all how she did the Kylie Rodney case. And I mean, she's at 150 mods that she's lost, and it could be climbing, just depends on who she's losing now. And to my understanding, there was the same kind of conversation that took place, not as graphic as it did with Seth in that video I just played, with somebody that used to be one of her mods. Like one man didn't have pants on one night when they were live. And that's allegedly things that people talked about. I didn't see any of that because I wasn't watching her back then. Kathy says she thinks Dog was hired for his name. I agree. I do think he was brought in for his name and name only.
Okay, was he brought in or did he bring himself in?
We don't know.
Okay. Because it just sounds like something he would get involved in too.
Pants Pajamas, who's you talking about? She says, I was shocked that people that met her in person said she was that unhinged. When Amber and Alora, oh, Fancy, I could have told y'all that. Y'all didn't want to listen to me a year ago. I tried to tell y'all all this a year ago and nobody was listening. But so that's just kind of where I'm at. I think what I'm going to do is when there are new updates on Sebastian, I'm going to bring it. We may only have 5 of us in here watching. That's okay. Because we all know the big numbers only come for drama anyways. And that I'm fine with that. We're going to mix it up around here. That's how I'm going with the channel. I'm going to be Crama. It's fine. Because I'm going to talk about everybody else's bullshit that's going on. That's just absolutely insane. But,
and I'm not, I'll just be here for support. I don't give
I'm
a
just
shit.
look. I'm just tapping out of the gypsy community. Well, I shouldn't even say that because we know I'm gonna go back in at some point because I can't resist it sometimes.
I
But
told you, when people get to the point where they're not worthy to sit at your table anymore, you need to leave.
do what now? Repeat that.
I said, I told you just the other day, when people get to the point where they're not worthy to sit at your table anymore, you need to
Yeah,
take yourself out.
and that's where I'm at. If I can't be supported when I'm not doing the bullshit, then I'm
You got people believing liars over proof. You don't owe them anything, and
right.
they're just not worthy of you anymore. So take yourself
Do
out.
I pick mods? Yeah, I had mods ever so often.
She never made me a mod. I'm not good enough.
You are a mod. You're a managing moderator. What are you talking about? Hello.
I don't kick nobody though.
It got a little crazy in here that one night, and it was kind of going nuts. But I don't see that Krista was blocked, and so I'm going to have to really dig and figure out where she might be blocked because I don't. It doesn't show that she's blocked.
Oh, I forgot about that now. Yeah, I still don't understand why.
Yeah, I was. That's when I started playing. I was looking and could not find it anywhere.
I mean, she's one of ours.
Yeah,
What's
yeah, I
the
would
big
not
fuss?
block Crystal.
Yeah.
There was something. My first video of her was her yelling "GRB is my baby, my golden egg," and that was her biggest downfall. There were other things that were her biggest downfalls. Be nice, Brandy. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Zip it.
Some things I just can't fucking resist. So,
Be better.
and by the way, guys, and I'm going to try to put it together in a little bit different form to put over here. But in the memberships, we started talking Jack the Ripper, and I really wanted to talk all of the suspects and got 3 done. Like we were a little over 2 hours. Like it was crazy. And then I've fallen down the rabbit hole. Like I have found like my feed now is Jack the Ripper, everything. It's hilarious. But we may have to keep doing some of that because it's just so interesting. Like I've watched some of the movies, but I've never like dug into it. Now that I've been digging into it, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
There's also a doctor from the 1700s, or maybe it was 1800s, that lived at a hotel, and he was you know how we love our serial killers, and people would come and rent the rooms out. Women and children would come and rent the rooms out, and he was taking them to the basement doing all these medical experiments and stuff on them, and that is a very interesting case that I've never seen anyone
Pants
do.
pajamas. Over the last 3 years, there have been 150 plus mods that have left Brittany from her channel. That were her mods that have walked away over the last 3 years of her having a channel. She's gone through 150 mods. The mods that are there now are not the OG mods. Everybody it goes in waves of how people leave. And it's usually a big mass exodus. Why aren't they focusing on the missing child who obviously has special needs? This baffles
That's my
me.
point.
It's gotten lost.
The child's not being talked about.
It's frustrating when they talk about him. They're talking about his trauma and the stupid sex jokes and those kinds of things. And so that's where I'm so frustrated with this right now. True crime and interest was Jack the Ripper. The actual first was Ted Bundy. My actual extreme very first true crime was Diane Downs. And then because I was a teenager, and then my next would be Andrea Yates and Darlie Routier that I can spit facts on till dawn. And And then I just fell into serial killers. Like I have a weird fascination and mass shooters. I have a weird fascination and cults. Well, let's just go true crime because it's all just cults fascinate me. I've kind of been involved in one and on the religious side, cults, and the psychology side of mass shooters and serial killers totally fascinates me. Like I want to know the whys, like what makes somebody think to do those kinds of things because they're so against nature. And mommy killings, mommies who kill are hard to do, but I'm intrigued by them. Darlie Routier and Andrea Yates are local cases for me. One's up by Dallas and one's in Houston. And they were right about the time my kids were the same ages as their children. And so it was just serious cases here. And for Andrea Yates, it's the mental health part of it. Darlie is my jam. I will be honest. I am, and I will say it here. Y'all can hate me later. I do believe in her innocence. And there's just nothing that convinced me otherwise, ever.
I need to go outside. Go outside.
Harold Shipton books. I'll have to look into those books. Hidden True Crime. I do think I follow them, Dragon. I do think I do. Trying to see where.
Come on, y'all go outside.
So I don't know that I have much else. Because I don't want to make it a drag fest. I could go into the other things that people go on about with Brittany and Jessica and it just becomes a nightmare. Mummy, who's innocent? Darlie, same. Her husband was sus as fuck. Yep. Here's my theory on Darlie. I'll give y'all my theory on Darlie. I think that it was an insurance scam gone wrong, and I think that he did not plan for people to be murdered that night, but I think the criminals took it a step further. The life insurance that were on the boys was $5,000 policies. Back then, you got those for a penny when you had a life insurance policy. It was a $5,000 burial policy for your child. We all had them in the 90s. That was common.
Gerber.
Yeah, the Gerber life insurance policies. You got a life insurance, and for a penny, you got your child's $5,000 policy.
Yeah, all of us had them.
Kill somebody. It just isn't. No, she did not. She did not kill her youngest baby, and she did not kill the husband. The only ones that died were the two boys, and then she was brutally attacked. The cut on her throat was a millimeter, which is less. It was less, something of a millimeter. It was less than a thickness of a sheet of paper to going into the artery. And she would have had to do it with her left hand, her less dominant hand. That doesn't compute. She could have very easily died. Let's see. Did a lot on the Daybell case. And I've probably watched him because I've done a lot of those that do the Daybell case because that case is intriguing.
I just have a hard time with this kind of cases. Just
with what cases?
Anything involving children.
Oh. He did have a cancer battle bubbles, and he is a survivor now. He is still very close with his mother. Drake is a beautiful man. I mean, he just beautiful in heart, and he still believes in his mother's innocence and stands beside her. Good night, Pats. Thanks for coming. And so, Andrea Yates, the mental health side of it, is gut wrenching, and I'm honestly surprised they never charged the father, the husband. I think if it happened now, I think they would. I think times have changed, and I think they would definitely be pursuing charges on him now. Because we've got the Clancy case, which is kind of the same case, same type of case. But Anyways, I think that's it, guys. I don't have anything else for tonight. Oh, who is this Diane Downs? Diane Downs murdered an attempted murder on her 3 kids. One child died, one ended up paralyzed, and one was severely injured. She had strokes and different things happen after that. All for a man. All for a man. After she was convicted, she escaped. She got pregnant right before she went to court, had her baby in prison, escaped prison. They did find her. She was shacked up with one of the cellmates' boyfriends, and it was an interesting thing. She also became engaged, which I think is funny because they're never getting out of jail, to a serial killer, Randall Woodall. But there is some neat stuff to that case, and I had it on a podcast. I don't think I ever did it here. I did it on a podcast. I need to do Diane Downs on here. Thank you, Pats. I appreciate it. But alrighty, guys, let's call it a night. Y'all have a good weekend. I am finishing up my garden tomorrow, and I'm going to pick up some more silky chickens on Sunday, and super excited. I had a dog attack yesterday, and my husband said, "Go get you some more silkies." So I'm going to get some more silkies, and I don't know. I think he goes back out of town in the next couple of days, so we're trying to get stuff done around here. I've got to get my chicken pen moved, and before more rain hits, and they tried to kill us with floods this last week, but and Kendall's just working her life away. That's all she does anymore.
I know. I'm sitting here looking at the time, saying, "Brandy, I told you 9 o'clock."
I know. That's why I'm wrapping it up. And if you want to follow political bullshit, follow Kendall on TikTok because she does all the political stuff. She's in the political rabbit hole, and she's having a ball.
Yeah, I'll piss a bunch of people off. They don't want to follow me.
I'm like, she shares it with you every day, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, that gives me hives, right? Like, I do a little.
I told her today, I was like, I support you in everything you do. When you still want to talk about Gypsy and talk to these people and work out problems and call people out, I'm not into it. She knows I'm not into it. But I'm like, I'll be there. I'll support you. If you want to call them out, we'll call them out. I don't care. I don't give these people a time of day anymore. But I'll be there. She shows me something. She shows her membership. I'm like, good girl. I'm so proud of you. I show her something and I just get a thumbs up.
Well,
That's it.
Now, in my defense,
I got 2,000 followers in 3 days, and I got a thumbs up.
I was driving.
Yeah. If she would have gained 2,000 followers in 3 days, I'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you!"
Like, I'm making another TikTok. Let's see how fast I can grow it. And I'm like, why? You're going to delete them all when you're bored.
I did because I don't care at all about the. I just think it's fun to grow it. But Brady knows that I go on deleting sprees, and I'll get up to 3 or 4 grand, and then I'll delete them.
It's hard to build it and then you delete it. I don't understand that. It baffles me. So
because I change subjects.
Jojo says, how can we as creators help to bring the focus back on Sebastian? I tell you what, Jojo, when I get done here, let me go take the dogs out and I'll text you. I have some ideas.
Come on. Come on.
I do think we need to do that. Where is the mom now? Which mom, Jojo? Sebastian's mom? Waiting to see what she says. Oh, the delay on StreamYard drives me nuts. Why is it not pulling that up? Nope, it's still delayed over on YouTube. I'm waiting to see which mom, Jojo. It's still not popping up. Here, there's a link. Because I know Kendall wants to go to bed. I need to make an exit video. I guess I'll just keep playing my intro video for exit videos too.
3 o'clock comes real early. Because I'm not even sleepy, so I'll lay here and look at the ceiling fan for another hour.
Oh, I woke up at 5 this morning. I did that yesterday, but I fell back asleep. I could not fall back asleep tonight. This
Shit,
morning.
I've done put about an hour and a half in at 5 o'clock. And these two, Christy and Brandy, I had a day off. Finally had a day off. My body naturally wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I sit there and I'm like, I am not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I made myself lay there to 4:30, and then I'm thinking, it's my only day off. I hadn't had a day off in I think it was 16 or 17 days. I was like, if I had housework I needed to do. And I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and get up and get things done so that, I'm not laying here to 8 o'clock and then cleaning house to 1. And I feel like I worked my day off. So by 10 o'clock, I'm done. I mean, like, laundry's done, bed is changed, floors are swept and mopped, I've dusted. And I talked to Christy and Brandy like at 11 o'clock.
No,
And
it was 9 because at 11 I'd already gone out. I'd already been outside feeding it. Navigator. I was just talking about our old community. You missed it.
No, it was later than 9 o'clock.
No, it was 9 my time because I got up at 8:20 my time, which was 9:20 your time, and I was having coffee, and I said it was like 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, because Christy was like, I've got to get busy. And I said, yeah, me too. I've got to get these animals out. You two have already been up all these hours.
I was like, you two lazy asses. I've literally cleaned the whole house. The dogs, since I was wet, where I'd given them a bath, and Brandy knows how much they get a bath. They were wet, waiting on me to blow dry. And these two are just then yawning and stretching and deciding to get up and do something. Like, Christy's like, I need to get busy. There's a lot to do today. I'm like, are you kidding me? You lazy ass people. And they're not. Neither one of them's lazy, but sleep to 9 o'clock.
We slept in and she was mad. She was jealous is what it was.
I was mopping floors and the sun wasn't even up. The dogs were looking at
I kind of ripped into Brittany a little bit, and
y'all go to bed.
Navigator is from Cramaville. She's one of the OGs in the community, and she actually goes back to the Facebook days.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah. They're around. They are around. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Jojo, I'll text you.
And by the way, since I sent you a screenshot last time, 75 more. Thank you.
Jesus.
Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. It's the best you got.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make a big old video congratulating you on how fast you can grow political channels.
I just aggravate the hell out of me. I'm just waiting on you to accomplish something again and send me this big book about what you've accomplished, and I'm literally going to thumbs it up. That's it.
Well, in all fairness, you were sending me a bunch today, and I was super busy. I couldn't even look at my phone; kept going off, and I was like grabbing my phone and looking and just hitting buttons and putting it back. I had to go back
because I would clear it out. I would clear out because when it gets to 99, it just says 99 plus, and it don't tell you how many. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to clear it out, Brandy, and for the next hour, see how much I get in an hour. And I would send it an hour, and nothing. Like she wouldn't even comment sometimes.
Today was a bad day. I was crazy busy today. But all righty, guys, y'all have a good night. And I'm just gonna play my intro video again because I like my intro video. So you're getting my intro video for the exit video until I can make an exit video. So y'all have a good night and a good weekend.
Y'all have a good night.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages, a vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate